Kurt, the offense can't be expected to do a whole lot more to win games. As you go into the final game, how do you deal with a situation where you just can't hang on to a win?
It's hard sometimes, and the offense, we've done a great job all year. We knew the last game was going to be a shootout. Illinois State has been putting up a lot of points. We knew that we were going to have to outscore them, and we didn't do enough in the first half to outscore them. This week we're just going to come out again like we do every week, looking to get a win. We're going to focus, practice hard, and do the best we can on offense to give ourselves a team victory.
What's the biggest lesson that you think this team has learned through all of this season?
I think the biggest thing is football 60 minutes. It could come down to 26 seconds. It could come down to 1 second. You have to play a full 60 minutes in order to come out on top.
Kurt, how would you describe this season?
I don't know. The season has been a good season. We've really developed a lot of young players, and we've developed new people playing, and our seniors have done a great job of leading the team. The win-loss, is not what we wanted. Of course, it's not what everybody's wanted. But we have, developed and grown together as a team. There's more team chemistry. We've had a good year. We haven't had as many wins as we would have liked.
Have you ever been anything like this? I mean, 4 or 5 games to the final.
No, I haven't. I was telling somebody this past weekend I've never experienced something like the last game at Illinois State. But it's a new thing for me, and eventually it's going to happen in my career. So it happened this past weekend. I got to learn from it.
I mean, if you look at the record, I know it says 3-7, but if certain things happen, you could be 7-3,
right.
8-2.
Right.
How difficult is that?
It is tough. It's very hard knowing that, especially because we wanted to be in the playoffs this year and we wanted to have all these wins, and we were capable of it. We really were. We caught the short end of the stick a few times, and we know that, and that just makes it worse.
How close is this team, do you think, to taking that step, to winning these games, to getting to the playoffs that you're looking to? How close is this group, do you think, to
We're very close. We really are. We have all the pieces in place. We really do. This year we did. We have the seniors did a great job. We have the coaching staff, and we have the young players who are willing to play for the seniors and are willing to play for something bigger than themselves. And I think when they can start to do that, that's when the program really soars.
Kurt, I know no one likes to lose, but would you rather lose the way you've lost games this year or keep blown out?
It's tough. It's bittersweet knowing that you're so close and you've played well. But to come so close and not come out on top is very hard. So it's bittersweet.
Indiana State, obviously a team that traditionally has struggled. It's been a program that almost went away permanently. But to see what these guys have done, does that give you guys say, hey, we can turn this around in a hurry?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Last year, I think they won 1 or 2 games, and previous 2 years they hadn't won. And we may have had a bad season, but it's part of being in this conference and being in this division. You could come out any year and you could go undefeated in the regular season, and we definitely know that. We have to work hard in the off season. We have to develop our team a little bit more, and then next year we'll just come out a little bit better.
Kurt, you've come a long way in a short time. In the spring, you were battling for the job. You won the job. What grade would you give yourself? Obviously, with 1 game to play, but what grade would you give yourself this year?
I'd probably give myself a B-. I think I have done a lot of good things. We haven't won as much as I would have liked, and I think the quarterback position is graded a little bit more on wins and losses. And 3-7 is not the best record to have as a quarterback. But there are things I've done well, and there's things I've done to help the team, put the team in position to win, and I'm proud of myself about that. But the win-loss is just, I'm not proud of it.
Did you have any concrete goals? Did you journal anything before the season? I want to throw for 2,000 yards, or?
No, I really didn't. Going into Penn State, it was 1 game at a time. I think that was the biggest thing. If I had a goal, I'd have to say 1 game at a time. Go out there and play and try to get the wins. We had team goals that I was more focused on more than my individual goals.
Kurt, as you look at the standings, again, with all due respect, what's the bigger surprise? You guys losing the way you've lost to Indiana State, really being the surprise in the conference?
It's a little bit of both. I'd have to say the biggest surprise to me is our record. I thought we'd be a lot better, but this is just the way things have planned out. But Indiana State's done a great job all year, and they're ahead of us in the standings.
Don's last game, maybe talk about him and how much he's helped you this year.
He's helped me a lot. He's one of those guys who's a playmaker. He extends plays and makes great catches. That 1 catch he had against North Dakota State where he tipped it up to himself. That's something about a special player, and that's what Dom is.
You talk about the Indiana State defense you're going to face this week.
They do a lot of different things. They really, on paper, I think they're a 4-3 defense, but they're hardly going to line up in the same defense from play to play. We're just going to have to be sound and be disciplined and play the way we know how to play, and not let them confuse us.